This book is called Backhoe Joe, written by Laurie Alexander and illustrated by Craig Cameron. What does the author do? Write a story. What does the illustrator do? Draws the pictures. Backhoe Joe. Let's count. How many vehicles do we spy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nolan was collecting a few rocks when he heard a growl. There, in the middle of the street, he saw a stray backhoe. Nolan took a step closer. Beep, beep! The backhoe reversed into the trees. Nolan had always wanted a pet backhoe, so he whistled. He called, "Here, big fella!" But the backhoe wouldn't budge. The rock in Nolan's backpack gave him an idea. The tasty treats were scooped up in no time. Nolan gave the backhoe a pat behind the loader, which made his bucket wiggle like crazy. "I'll call you Joe." "Look what followed me home," Nolan said. "I'm going to keep him. He won't be a bother." Joe buried his cone in the flower bed. Then he leaked all over the driveway. "See," Nolan said. "He likes it here." Mom and Dad were not so sure. "This backhoe isn't trained," Mom said. "I'm on it," replied Nolan. So this backhoe seems like a pet for Nolan. He started with a few simple commands. "Come." Joe revved at the mailman. "Stay." Joe threaded through Miss Coleman's grass. "Leave it." Joe dug in the garbage. Nolan soon realized the problem. Joe had too much energy. When I have too much energy, Dad asks me to play catch. But Joe lost all the balls. When I have too much energy, Mom takes me to the park. But Joe hogged all the sand. Nolan didn't know what to do. If he couldn't train Joe, Mom and Dad would never let him stay. He kicked at a rusty old fence. The gate creaked open. Joe sped inside. Nolan had found the perfect place for Joe to dig. And dig, dig, and dig, and dig. Joe even helped Nolan with his rock collection. When it was time to go, Nolan took a deep breath and tried another command. "Joe, home." This time, Joe listened. "I did it! Joe is trained." Nolan and Joe coasted for home together. But halfway there, Joe put on the brakes. "This isn't our home, Joe. Make a left at the next." That's when Joe spotted the flyer. "Lost backhoe. Please call. Reward." "Can't be you. You're a different yellow." Joe's bucket dropped. Nolan stared at the picture. He stared at Joe. They were a perfect match. Someone's missing you," Nolan whispered. "And I think you miss them too." Nolan knew what he had to do. When Joe's owner arrived, Nolan wondered if he'd ever see his friend again. Luckily, Nolan had earned himself a generous reward, a new hat, and an exciting trip, and as many rocks as he could carry. But the best part of all was visiting Backhoe Joe at his house. "Oh no, we're missing a page." "Such a responsible thing you did," Nolan's parents said proudly. "We think you're ready for a pet of your very own." Then Nolan remembered how much work Joe was. Maybe I should get something smaller. Something that would sit still and purr. Sorry, friends, we're missing a page. Please take care of your books. I would be so sad if this was a book from our library. A cement mixer. The end. Great job, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in for story time. I can't wait for the next one.